Okay. So, so today we are going to see about debugging things, how to debug the things in case if we get unexpected error messages. I mean, not unexpected, the error messages if anything is not working as expected. Okay. So in case of quantity, when I'm trying to give less than 100, sorry, less than 1000, it should not throw any exception error message because max quantity is 1000, but it is throwing the error message. So we got to know this error message is coming because of the validation rule. So the first thing that we need to do is we have to go to the validation rules of this particular object. So to check the validation rules of this particular object, we need to go to object manager, and whenever you click on edit object, it will directly take you to that particular object. Then we will go to the validation rules and we will see what validation rule is returning that error message. So quantity exceeds max error message is coming from this validation rule. Okay. Then we will check what is the condition here. Quantity is greater than the value which is present in this particular setting. Okay. We were assuming that this product max quantity is 1000. So the thing that we need to verify what is the exact value that is present here. So it's a setup product settings. Okay. So setup product settings is something like that. It's a custom setting. Okay. We will go to the setup and we will just go to the custom settings. అమ్మ క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను. 1 minute. Hey user, you have been pre-approved for a credit card. Okay. Hello guys. Okay. In this case, we should come to this product settings and we have to verify the details. Okay, what is present here? Okay, this is the where product max quantity. Okay, so we can go to our formula and from product setting, what we are referencing product max quantity. Okay, so we can come to product max quantity. Okay. And obviously, whenever we would like to see the values of these particular fields, then we have to click on manage. Okay. So, guys, for B and B services user, this is my user, right? The max quantity is 200. Okay. Because of this setting, so I am the user. For my user, the max quantity which I set is 200. Okay. Because of this, we are getting that one. Okay. Let me just delete this user one because I don't want to apply any user level setting. It's always 1000 for admin profiles. Okay. If I delete that thing, now if I try to save it, it got saved. Okay. This is something, this is how we can fix the issues. There are two things. If we can delete that one because I don't want to apply user level validation, or if they want to apply user level validation, that 200 I can make it as 1000 because the max quantity that for this field is 1000. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to give a user level specific level quantity, you have to update the help text saying that max quantity for system admin profiles is this much, standard user is this much, and all other respective users. Like that, you have to give proper help text. Okay. But for this help text, max quantity is 1000. Okay. That means um, I can go to this particular field, fields and relationships, quantity field. Okay. Here, max quantity is 1000 for system admins and 500 for platform users, because that is something we have configured, right? Okay. Like that, a proper help text we can give you and respective validations we can implement on product. And these custom settings is the one which will helpful to store that value. Instead of hard coding values, we can just use these values. Okay, that's it, guys. That is the major use of custom settings. It's the same way of accessing custom metadata also. If you can go to your object, and if we go to of the validation rules, okay, edit. So this is the where I just used the custom setting, right? If you want to use the custom setting, it's setup, custom setting name, and that particular field name. No, I want to check some value which is present in the custom metadata. There is a something custom metadata, and these are the two ones, product configurations. And under this custom metadata, actually you have two records, hardware record and software records. So you can just select the respective record and a field. What product max quantity is something you would like to refer. Custom metadata, it always starts with the dollar custom metadata. Okay. And all the custom metadata objects is end with MDT. Okay. In your code or anywhere else, if you see anything that is ending with MDT, then we should easily identify that is the custom metadata. Okay. It's a simple, guys, and it's very important concept, and it's very useful. All in your projects they use custom metadata and custom settings. I mean, there are many places they store configurable values. So very important interview question: how to store configurable values in Salesforce using custom metadata and custom settings. We will store configurable values. Immediately they'll ask what is the major difference between the custom metadata and custom settings that we discussed in previous classes. Then the next question they will ask, can we access custom metadata, custom settings in formula fields? The answer is yes. For that only, I just try to show you this example. Yes, we can access the custom metadata and custom settings in formula fields. Okay, so no errors found. So we can access custom metadata, custom settings as well as custom labels in formula fields. Okay, that's it about that, guys. Custom metadata, custom settings topic. Let me just open up that file once. Okay. And the last interview question is, can we access custom labels or custom settings or custom metadata through formulas? Answer is yes. Okay. That's it. These are the major questions they'll ask you on custom settings, custom metadata, or custom labels. Huh. Uh, and how can we, I mean, what is the way of access? Of access. Okay. The answer is yes, we can access custom labels. It's dollar label dot label name. Okay. Custom settings dollar setup dot setting name dot field name. Okay. Custom metadata. It's dollar custom metadata dot. Okay. This one. Dollar custom metadata dot metadata name record name field name. Why the record name is coming into the picture in middle? Metadata, we always use a list of records, right? Okay. That's the reason we are we are checking what record values we need to get up. We need to pull. Okay. This is how we use. And custom settings, it is setting setup and setting name and field name. Why it doesn't have multiple records is we are not going to handle list here. Here we are going to handle always use for hierarchy scenarios. No list of records. No hierarchy scenarios. Custom metadata always be used for list of records. Okay. Always be used for list of records. Okay. Always be used for hierarchy scenarios for a record. It's always one record. So custom settings is always one record. Custom metadata always be used list of records. That's the reason when you are accessing, it's simply that custom metadata and metadata name The metadata name looks like this underscore underscore MDC, whereas custom setting name looks just normally underscore underscore C. If you just see the how your custom object, the same way custom setting also represents. And then field name. Field name is, it's exactly common. Okay. Okay. Always hierarchy scenarios for a record, for a single record fields. Instead of single record, don't get confused, guys. Okay, always use for the hierarchical scenarios for a field, for fields. Okay, you are going to just take a field value, and that field value, whenever you would like to configure for multiple values depending on different profiles or users, we always use the custom settings. Here in the custom metadata, we can have multiple records, and depending on that record name, we can get the configuration value, and then we can use that in different formulas. Okay. This is the highest deep level question, guys. Apart from this, nothing else. Sometimes they will ask you, can you tell me the syntax? How can you? You just need to tell label dot label name. In case of custom settings, setup dot setting name dot field name. In case of custom metadata, it's dollar custom metadata dot metadata name dot record name dot field name. This is how we use. Okay. Hopefully it's clear, guys. Any questions on custom settings and custom metadata? Okay. Okay. So with this, we have completed validations concept, guys. We are going to start with the flows concept. That is our last topic, flows. And I will explain you how to use this data import wizard. Okay, data import and data export wizard. So basically, data import and data export is something like that. Using the Salesforce UI, we are creating only single records at a time, right? Whenever I want to create some opportunities, I am clicking on the new and I am creating the record. Okay. If I would like to create many number of records together, for example, let us assume there is a campaign happened and I got 100 leads. I would like to enter the 100 leads into Salesforce system. All my 100 leads I have in a Excel sheet. Okay. Oh, I have captured in an Excel sheet all the leads information. I want to store all the 100 Excel sheet, I mean all the leads into Salesforce. Okay. Basically, all the campaign members who do the campaigning, they don't have the Salesforce, right? Only higher officials, managers, they will use the Salesforce because Salesforce is not the free version, it's the paid version. Each time for a single user per month, you have to pay $60. Okay. If you want to access and if you want to use Salesforce, functionalities. That's the reason in the companies, each and everybody will not have access to the Salesforce. It's something like that leads and higher officials, very important representatives, they will have the access. For example, there are 20 members, they do the campaigns and they capture the leads in an Excel sheets and they will share those Excel sheets with their higher officials and it's the responsibility of the higher officials to consolidate all the leads from the 20 Excel sheets and to upload into the Salesforce. Let us assume each campaign member got around 20 leads. Okay, 20 Excels into 20 leads, it's equals to 400 leads. Okay, so if you come to the lead record and if you create 400 leads one by one by clicking on the new button, it's a very time taking process, right? 400 is also still okay. What is the point if you have 4,000 leads? What is the point if you have 40,000 leads? Okay, so in such cases, to load the data into Salesforce, we use data management tools. Okay, that is our um, next topics, guys. Okay, so next topics are data management tools and flows. Okay, so both are same thing, guys. Data management tools mainly we use for the data import and export operations. Flows we use for the any update operations, create operations. Okay, automatic updation and creations. Okay, I'll explain it later. Okay, so data management tools and flows. Okay, these are the two topics which are left. So for the data management, first we will discuss about the data management tools. Okay, data management tools mainly we use for mainly we use data management tools for data import and data export. Okay, so then okay, we got something. We use data management tool for data import and data export. So the question starts, what are the different data management? I mean, first of all, first question when I read this sentence, what is data import? Okay. And the second question which I got is, what is data export? Okay. As soon as I read it, okay. And what is data management in Salesforce? That is also our another question. What is data management? Okay. Managing bulk amounts of, okay, managing and what is data management is nothing but managing bulk amounts of records. Managing bulk amount of data or records. Okay. It's not a single record, bulk amount of records to manage a bulk amounts of data. We call it as a data management. Okay. There are tools to manage. There are certain tools are available in Salesforce for data management. Okay. The tools are data import wizard and Salesforce inspector and data loader. Okay. These are the main tools, guys. Okay. Mainly we use these tools for Mainly we use data management tools for data import and data export operations. Okay. So basically, data management is nothing but the managing of the bulk data. Okay. There are certain tools to handle to do this data management. Data import, which are Salesforce Inspector, Data Loader. These are the three main tools that we use. Okay. What is the major task of these tools are data import and data export operations. Okay. So, what is data import and what is data export? So, loading data into Salesforce. Loading data to Salesforce we call as data import. Okay. Taking data, taking out data from Salesforce we call as data export. Okay. So, majorly as part of the data management, we do two actions, data import and data export. So data import is something like that. We are loading some data into Salesforce. Okay. We are from outside systems, we are storing data into Salesforce. Okay. Data export is something like that. Whatever the Salesforce data which is currently presenting up, you are extracting into Excels or CSV files. Okay. That we call it as a data export. Okay. So, what are the different ways that you can do data import? All the three tools, all the above mentioned using all the above mentioned three tools we can do using all the above mentioned three tools we can do data import. Okay. Data import which are Salesforce Inspector, Data Loader. Okay. And then data export. Taking out data from Salesforce, we call it as a data export. Okay. And using Salesforce Inspector and Data Loader. Okay. We can do data export operations, guys. Okay. These are all like fundamental keywords that you need to learn to understand about the data management. Okay. What is the main use of data management? Okay. Migration projects, guys. Migration projects will have lot of impact on data management. Okay. So, for example, already you are using a Salesforce arc and you have a bulk number of records. Let us assume you have 10,000 record in your arc and suddenly you would like to move from one Salesforce arc to another Salesforce arc. So obviously you have to move your 10,000 records also, right? Previous information. So how that is possible? Using these data management tools. You have to use one of these tools first to export the data from the old arc, and then you can import the data into the new arc. Because in case of thousands of records, we never propose to create manually, right? It's always through the tools only. So the main use case to use data management tools are the migration projects we use a lot, and all marketing projects we use a lot, because they do the marketing and they get the leads in Excel, and we want to store the data of the leads into the Salesforce. Obviously, it's a thousands of records, so we use these data management tools. So whenever we would like to store a bulk number of data or records, okay, that is the point of time we use data management. Key terms that they use for the data management is data import and data export. Data import is something like that. Whenever you are loading some data to Salesforce, we call that as importing. Whenever you are taking off data out of Salesforce, that means extracting the data which is present in the Salesforce to Excels, we call that operation as the export. Okay. And obviously, these operations, we use some tools to do this operation. Data import, which are data loader and Salesforce inspector. Okay. And there is one more thing also, guys. It's export. Okay. Data export. Okay. This is the another one that you can do. There are four things. Data import, which are and data export, Salesforce inspector, data loader. Okay. What is data export? Taking out of using data export, Salesforce inspector and data loader, we can perform the export operation. Using data import wizard and Salesforce inspector and data loader, we can do the import operations. Okay. So what is the difference between the each and every tool? Okay. That we will see in our later classes. Okay. In tomorrow's class, I'll explain you like what is data import wizard. I'll just show you how to load bulk number of records using this wizard, and how to export the data, and how Salesforce inspector will works, and how data loader works. Okay. So initially, when we don't have Chrome plugin of Salesforce Inspector, we use data loaders, guys. Okay, these two exactly behaves the same way, and Salesforce Inspector is the just advanced version of data loader. Okay, nowadays we are not using it, but still I will show you how it looks like and what is the major difference between the Salesforce Inspector and data loader. Okay, just for your understanding, but Salesforce Inspector is the one right now we are using for all our import and export functionalities. Okay, people who don't have idea on Salesforce Inspector, who don't know how to use this Salesforce Inspector, they use data import wizard. Okay, our data exports has its own feature. I can explain you, but it's something like that. These are the four things that you should know about when you are working with the data management. Okay. And I'll explain you the different use cases tomorrow. So data management in Salesforce. Okay. Oh, I was just taking 15 minutes before the class. I was just holding off here, guys, because I would like to explain you the sharing settings. Okay. Assignment I given you, right? We will discuss these 15 minutes about those assignments. Let me open up that thing. Okay, guys. So I'm going to explain you the second scenario, guys. When you have two teams, the scenario they will ask you in interviews like this. When you have two teams, sales and support, both teams works with the account object. That means they have two teams and they are going to work with the account object. Okay. The sales team should see only accounts where the type is set to prospect. Okay. That means prospect type of accounts. While the support team should only see the accounts where type is set to customer. Okay. How could you configure this in Salesforce to ensure team sees only appropriate accounts? Okay. So, what is the profile permission needed for this scenario, guys?
Read access, ma'am.
Sorry?
Read access.
Correct. Profile should have read access. Okay. Do we need any permission sets?
No, ma'am.
Yes, because no. And what is the argwide default setting?
Private, ma'am, because users only see account.
Yes, it's the private because they are telling that there is a restriction. There are certain records that should not be visible to certain team members. Okay, for example, prospect account types, they the support team should not able to see. And another one, customer accounts, sales team, we should not allow the sales team to see. That means it's not a public anyway. It should be private. Okay. Do we need to write any sharing rule?
Yes, ma'am, it's criteria based sharing
Good, good. Yes,
because uh, type is uh, sales team should see only accounts where type is prospecting, and
okay,
support team should see only accounts type is customer. So
yes. So we are going to write the criteria based sharing rule. Yep, good. Thank you for that. Okay. Then the next scenario, guys. A user in your organization should be able to view all the records of the lead object, but should not able to see a specific sensitive field called lead source. Okay. So it is something like that. They would like to see first of all the records. Okay. Same questions we will ask. What is the permission that is required on profile?
View, ma'am.
View all. Correct. Because they would like to see all records. Right? View all. Do we need any permission set?
No.
No, not required. What is arg by default setting? Hmm? In this case, not applicable, guys. On your profile, whenever you have view all and modify all, so there's no point of having setting arg by default. Okay? Whether it is a private or public read only, whatever it is, in your profile level, you have view all. So you can see all the records. Okay? So in this case, thinking of this is not required. Okay? So thinking of all other questions are not applicable. This scenario. Whenever you have view all permission, obviously irrespective of OWD setting, that particular user can see all the records which is present in the system. Okay. So that is what we should explain them. The profile level is view all, and we don't require any extra permissions using permission sets, and OWD setting is also, we no need to think about that because profile level we have view all permission. So irrespective of whatever the setting it is, they will see all the records which are present in the arc. Okay. And then they are asking one more thing, but should not be able to speak a specific sensitive field. Okay. So they don't want to see this particular field. Okay. How can we do that? Okay.
We will go to,
Mm.
we will opening lead object
Okay.
and there is one field lead score.
Okay.
We will click on the lead score. It opens some options like field level security.
Very good. That is the point. Yes. In the field level security, we will just take off the permissions for that particular field. That is what they expect from you.
I already sent mail, ma'am, these questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't seen it. Okay. You completed all the questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
There is some pending one, two questions.
Two more is 8 and 9 are still you are yet to do.
No, ma'am. 8 and something like that.
Okay. Cool. So that answer is also correct, guys. You just need to check the field level security and you need to take off permissions for that particular field level security. So view all permission. So the answer here is, anyway, Priyanka, I'm just writing it here so that helpful for others also. Okay. Need to provide view all permission and profile level and need to and take off field level security for lead score field. Okay, very good, guys. These answering these questions and thinking might take time, but it gives you very confident on sharing settings, profiles, and permission sets and field level security. Very important concept. Okay. And the fourth scenario, your organization wants to ensure that while all sales reps can view the discount field on the opportunity record, only managers can edit it. How would you achieve this? Okay. So we are going to ask the same questions again. The first thing is your organization to ensure that while all the sales representatives can view the discount field, okay, for an opportunity record, but only managers can edit it. So, what is the profile level permission of sales rep and what is the profile level permission? So, here they are talking about the two types of users, right? Sales reps and sales reps managers. Okay, so we need to ask the questions like what is the profile level permission that is needed for sales reps? Okay, and what is the profile level permission that is needed for sales reps managers? Okay, so what is the answer for first question?
You, you permission. You are.
All sales reps can view the discounts. It's all sales reps. It's not something they are asking for all records that sales reps should view. Okay? So it should be view permission. It's not view all. Whenever in the requirement says they would like to see all the records, that is the time we use view all. Okay? In this case, they are saying all sales reps can view the discount field on the opportunity record. Okay. So we are going to give just view permission. And what is the permission that are needed for managers?
Edit permission.
Correct. It's read and edit. Here it's read. Okay. Because in our profiles we have read, edit, delete, view all, modify all, and create. Okay. So, any permission sets needed in this case? No, we are not dealing with any permission sets. What is the arg by default setting here?
Public read only.
Correct. It's public read only. Um, Public read only is the argwide setting. And here they are talking about the managers, right? So we need to, what is the object? Opportunity object. So on the opportunity object, is role hierarchy enabled by default or do we need to enable manually? Because here they are talking about the sales reps and managers also, right? So we need to think about the role hierarchy also. On the sharing setting, argwide defaults, there is a checkbox for role hierarchy, hierarchy level access, right? So in this scenario, we need to think about the checkbox also. So what is the, do we need to check instead of saying that what is the value of role hierarchy checkbox? Okay. So what is the value of role hierarchy checkbox here? True or false? So here guys, this is opportunity records, right? So this is something we have to highlight. This is standard object. So always it is true. Okay. And we can control it also. That is also we have to highlight them and we can control it. By default, all standard objects are shared by hierarchy. Okay. So if they ask this question, sometimes they ask you this question specifically. Okay. Okay. I mean, these are the opportunity records, right? Do I need to enable or disable this role hierarchy checkbox? Then the answer they are expecting from you is, yeah, the checkbox value will be always true and we can't disable that also because this is the standard objects and all the standard objects are shared by default by hierarchy. Okay. This is something they will ask you to confuse, guys. Okay. But if you have a clarity on that checkbox and if you have clarity how that checkbox works, then you will never get confused. Okay.
Please again explain why we take a role hierarchy box.
Why we need role hierarchy checkbox? Okay. See, guys. Yeah. Okay. This is, sorry, I'm just saying about the role hierarchy, but this is the checkbox name. Grant access using hierarchies. Okay. Whenever you check this kind of checkbox, yeah, we are going to get higher roles. We'll get the access to subordinates records. In this scenario, this doesn't make any significance. Okay. Because it's already public read, right? Sorry, it's already public read only, right? Sorry, in our fourth scenario, this is already public read only. Okay. So even though if you check that checkbox or if you doesn't check that checkbox, it doesn't matter at all. Because even though they are your higher officials, still all your higher officials or everybody in this arc, they are able to see it because this is public read only. And role hierarchy is something like that. Whenever if it's private, and if you want to share, give access to your higher roles, we are going to use this checkbox, grant access using hierarchies checkbox. I think, did I answer your question, Priyanka, or did I something explaining something wrong? Can you repeat your question again?
Why we are checking grant access?
We are not checking. Okay. By default, it gets checked.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. We are not checking. That is what I'm telling you. We won't check. This is standard object. By default, that will get checked automatically. Okay. For the standard records. That's the reason. This is just for confuse you guys. Like how I confused you just now. The same way in the interviews, they will ask this question: what is the value of this grant access using hierarchy checkbox? Okay. And then what is the value you need to set there? So the expectation from you guys is it's checked automatically because it's a standard object. Okay. For all the standard objects, it's automatically gets checked. And in this scenario, this is public read only. This doesn't make any importance. That is something they expect from you. Okay. So that they will be in a position like, okay, you know about this checkbox and you know about how this checkbox works and what is the scenario that you need to use this checkbox. Okay. And this is the where we just discussed, guys. What is the checkbox and when we can use just checkbox. And these are the three major highlights points that you need to remember about this checkbox. Okay. For all standard objects, records gets using role hierarchies and we can't disable that thing. Okay. This is something you need to explain them. And in case of private, it will share the access and rest all access levels. It won't make any difference. Even though you select it or unselect it, it doesn't make any difference in case of other scenarios. Okay. In this case, you no need to think about the role hierarchies, guys, because this is public read only. But in the interviews, explicitly they will ask you. Just to confuse, they will ask you. And we have to explain them. Okay. And do we need to write any sharing rule?
Owner basis.
Correct. Yes, we have to write a sharing rule and it's owner based sharing rule. We have to write owner based sharing rule. In the owner based sharing rule, what permission we are going to give? Owner based, yes,
Private or read only.
correct.
Public.
Owner based sharing rule to give edit permission. Okay, fine. I'll just go through your answers for the rest of the scenarios also, Priyanka, and I'll explain the rest of the scenarios some other day. Okay. And thank you so much for your answers. Um, Anjana, let me stop recording first.